So, what would you learn at Harvard Business School, and what would you want to learn if you went to Harvard Business School? Well, today I have next to me a very handsome man and very smart entrepreneur, Steve Scanlan from Recon. How are you, Steve?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yes, so well, thank you. Now we are talking today because for the first event of the year at TBL at the Business League, you are speaking at Bond University on Wednesday, the February 7th. How are you feeling about that?
I'm excited, very excited to share my journey and experiences from the past 5 years.
Yeah, so I mentioned a little bit that you had spent some time at Harvard Business School, and we're going to get to that shortly. But why am I talking to you? Well, simple. Steve, in 2017, was the Brisbane Young Entrepreneur of the Year. His experience as the CEO of Recon is really quite extraordinary. And Steve, when we talked the other day, you said that your company Recon went from zero to US $20 million in 3.5 years. First thing I'm going to question is, one, what does Recon do? And secondly, what are the secrets to making it, that kind of trajectory really quick?
Yeah, sure. So there's 3 different brands under Recon. So there's Recon Solutions, which is an IT recruitment specialist arm, Recon Executive, which is executive recruitment, and Recon Technology, which is an IT consulting firm. So all the brands work hand in hand together, which is really exciting. But I guess the secret to our success is living and breathing recruitment. I hire the very best people that I can find. We treat them like family. It's very much an adult environment around here. And for us, it's really important to have that family environment and treating people the way they deserve to be treated.
Yeah, so your secret then from making that kind of working out of your garage to having that kind of, profit margins and revenue is extraordinary. Was there anything that changed inside of you during that time? What did you notice was the biggest change for you?
Oh, I reckon plenty's changed. Lost a lot of hair to start with, but
I wasn't going to mention that, Steve.
Yeah, I should just circle it in a little bit. But I guess for me, it's been a very stressful journey. I've put my heart and soul into the last 5 years, and it's been a roller coaster ride. Everyone has their ups and downs, but looking back on the achievement now, I'm very proud of what we've created. And I say we because it's not just myself. I've got a whole team of people behind me supporting me, and going on that journey together has just made me extremely proud. So I guess that's what's changed in the last 5 years. I can stand back and look and reflect and be proud of what I've achieved.
Yeah, that's great. I think not enough entrepreneurs do that, do we? We kind of stop. And I was chatting on a podcast yesterday, and I always like to read out the achievements of someone before I interview them, just to see what their reaction is. And every single time they're like, wow, we've really achieved a bunch, hey? And I'm sure that's, it's not something that we do as entrepreneurs very often.
That's right. And it was only up until recently, probably December, that you just caught up in the hype of what you're doing and you're just in the day-to-day activity that you don't get to reflect. But over the Christmas period, I really had a chance to reflect, which I can go into more detail, which I'm excited to talk about at the breakfast. That enabled me to be able to reflect and go, you know what, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you did say 5 years. So for the last, I said 0 to 20 million US in 3.5 years. What happened between that 3.5 and 5 year mark in that 18 months? Now, I did give a little bit of a teaser before, but what was so extraordinary during that time that saw you guys then achieve an 244% growth year on year after that?
I can put it all down to Harvard University. So Harvard was amazing for me. I walked into the room, and on the very first day, I could have walked out and achieved the success of what I did today. So it's a really simple analogy. It's a really simple way to look at things, but it's businesses like mine that was just going about day-to-day business. I called myself an immature business. It wasn't an immature business. It was just a business that was trying to succeed, but it didn't have all the tools to succeed. So what I learned in an hour has effectively enabled me to grow the business to where it is today.
That's amazing. And in our chat before this, where we were talking about what you were going to cover during your presentation to the Business League on the 7th of February, which is more takeaways from Harvard Business School and a little bit about your journey further through Recon too. But was this whole idea about it being your business being immature, but also perhaps that you looked at this opportunity on Harvard, you applied. There's an acceptance rate of just 9%. So amazing that you got accepted in the first place. You said you were just scraping in on the numbers, but when you arrived at Harvard, you kind of filled me in on what was going on for you. What did you feel when you arrived at Harvard Business School after just being in business for only 3.5 years?
I was the most nervous man in the world. I really felt like I didn't belong. I was excited that I didn't sleep the night before, the 2 nights before the course actually began. But I just felt out of place. It was a really weird feeling because I'm a fairly confident guy to be in a situation where you just don't feel worthy. You don't feel like you should be in the same room as all these people. We had 8 billionaires on our course. Brett Blundy, who's the 42nd richest man in Australia, was on my course sitting next to me, and I had no idea who this guy was. It was just, everyone had a private jet except for me. So it was a really intimidating and fearful first couple of days. But after those first couple of days, it felt like family, it felt like home. I could add value to them in a different way that they can add value to me.
Yeah, awesome. And I'm really excited about having you share a little bit more about your journey through Recon and also through Harvard Business School. But we're not going to give away any more about that today. And you've mentioned one key takeaway, which was taking your business out of immaturity and into being adulthood. And I heard you mention that earlier. So really interested in hearing more about that. But what can we expect to hear from you, Steve, on the 7th of February at the Business League?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just sharing some of my life experiences that I've learnt. We nearly went bust after a year, so we had to regroup and really control what we did and focus. So I guess for me, it's more about the experience, the journey, my mistakes, how I learnt from my mistakes, and what enabled me from my learnings at Harvard to take the business to where it is today. I think that's the key takeaways.
So excited. All right, Steve, I can hear that you are in the middle of your workplace there. And you guys, I know that, you know, that's why your guys love you so much, because you lead by digging in. And there you are right in the middle of everything, digging in today. So I'll leave you to get onto that. But if you're listening to Steve now and thinking, gee, he sounds like an awesome bloke, and I think he has a lot to share from Harvard Business School, because that's where I'd love to be one day, then you should come along and join us at the Business League. All the links are under here. Otherwise, you can go to thebusinessleague.com.au and look for the event on the 7th of February. Steve, so good to see you.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you soon.
See ya.
Bye-bye.